Hi, I'm Hillary Hendershot, and I'm the president of Hillary Hendershot Financial. I'm here with you today with a very special video on how to master your email, double your productivity, and just generally make your life run like a well-oiled machine. I typically publish on things like money psychology and investing and things like this, but I've had some questions on this topic, and it's an area where I've really focused and put a lot of energy and thought in. It's absolutely critical in my life and what I do for a living. So I've really kind of mastered a process that works really, really well for me. So I wanted to share it with you today. So this is essentially how do you not only master your productivity with email, because email isn't the only thing that you have to do. You also have projects that you're working on and other things that aren't managed in email. So how do you organize all of that, and how do you make sure you get the right things done each and every day? So I want to start with the basics. So you're looking at my desktop. This is the computer that I actually use. This is what I consider to be the master command center. I do nothing without this laptop. And that means I carry it with me almost everywhere. It's my brain, it's my calendar. I don't make commitments or promises without checking my calendar. I have everything, extremely well organized, and I don't even try to remember it because I let my brain really focus on problem solving and really taking care of my clients and my customers. So this is a clean desktop. You'll notice there aren't documents on the desktop, or there aren't a bunch of folders. I have everything organized in a file organization structure that is in the cloud. It's secure in the cloud. I share it with my team. The folders on my desktop are just this one folder that's called Delete Later. And that is just, there's always those documents that you're working on, and you don't need to store them. You just need them for a minute, but you don't want to delete them immediately. So I have this folder called Delete Later, and I go through there about every 30 or 60 days and just delete everything that's in there. This is my personal folders. I don't even know what temp prefs is, but that was on there when I got the laptop, and I don't want to delete it because I am not a techie and I don't want to screw anything up. And then this is just a legacy folder. There's about 10 files in there. It says upload to Box because we recently migrated from a file storage solution called Voila to a new one called Box, and I have just a few files that I need to upload. So that folder will go away pretty soon. Okay, so I really don't like to have loose things around. That's why the desktop is clean, just like my desk is clean. Whenever things come into my life, however they come into my life, then action items, I organize them. I put them in their right place so that it's there when I need it. And we will talk more about that later. So conceptually, you want to start to relate to everything, every task, every idea, every project, like it can be put in one place. Let me give you an example. So we've actually created something very much like this in the mailbox. So in your mailbox, you get mail, and you don't really think about the kinds of mail that you get, but truly, you get all kinds of different messages in your mailbox. You get personal letters, you get birthday cards, you get, ads that you don't want, you get bills, you get political stuff, you get stuff from your former university, you get all kinds of messages in your mailbox. But what we've done is we've created a way so that all those messages can land in your mailbox. So mail comes in a particular size and shape. It has to be a particular weight, or they have to pay more, right? So mail in its physical form is fairly standardized. And so is email, right? So a lot of things can be crammed into an email inbox. So there can be discussions happening in email. I have a small team, so we still use email for project management. You can have tasks. So for example, depending on your role in life and in your career, you can have people sending you, requests, please do X. That's not a conversation. That's an action item. So in a sense, that could show up in your email inbox, or it could show up on a task list, but it still requires the same action on your part. So that's how I think about email and tasks. And so I think about organizing my day. When I think about organizing my day, I look at my email client and I look at my task management system. So let's start with an overview of the tools that we're going to talk about today. So the tools that I use are Outlook. You can use any other email client, and an email client is just the software that you use to view your email. So the Mac standard one is called Mail. I use a free tool for task management called Trello. And I use an email, this is kind of the dark horse of the games, an email organization tool called SaneBox. I've only been using SaneBox for about 30 days, but it is awesome. And I do pay for SaneBox. Now, my email is my lifeline. It's my company. I hear from my clients in email. So it's worth it to me to pay money to make sure that my inbox does what I want it to do. That may not be true for you. I don't know. A couple resources you can check out if you're interested. There's a book called Getting Things Done by David Allen. This is kind of the seminal book on productivity and organization. I read it years ago, changed my life. You can read it if you want to. I'm going to try to give you the high level today in this video. Then we have Google. There's a Google Tech Talk called Inbox Zero by Merlin Mann. And this is essentially the talk that inspired me to take on mastering my email inbox and organizing things this way. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So first, let's talk about Outlook. Now, this is my inbox. You'll notice that it's empty. So first I'll say my email is confidential. It's private. So you don't get to actually see my email, but I did what I do every morning this morning, which is the first thing I do is I open up my email. Well, excuse me. Let me backtrack for a second. That is not the first thing I do. The first thing I do is I have a morning ritual. I typically work out. I go through and I create my day. I look at my vision board and I think about the particular things I want to get done that day or the projects that I'm working on. If you pay attention to my other videos, I check my bank accounts every day. So that's how I start my day. Then I open my email client and I go through all of my emails and I organize them in a particular way. So let's start at a high level. Let's look over here. This is my inbox. You can see hh.com. That's my work email and then Gmail. So I have both of my email addresses feed into this email client. Now let me click on this file organization tree. Wow, that's a lot of folders, right? But these folders really are the key to it all. You'll see, first of all, at the top, this says @SaneBlackHole, @SaneCoaches, @SaneLater, HH, that means that's for my work email, and @SaneTomorrow. So these are file folders that automatically show up in your email when you adopt the SaneBox tool. Okay, so I moved them here from where they originally showed up, which was kind of somewhere else, but these are the SaneBox folders. And here's what this is. So anytime you have someone sending you an email and you never want to hear from them again, let's say it's a retailer that you don't buy from, instead of unsubscribing, you can just move that email from your inbox into SaneBlackHole and it'll never show up in your email box again, and you don't have to click unsubscribe. I created this folder called Sane Coaches, and there are a few people, thought leaders, that I follow on the topics of investing and marketing and things like this. And I have trained SaneBox that those people automatically go in this folder because those messages are important to me, but they're not time critical. I can review this folder when I'm on an airplane or anything like that. This folder called SaneLater HH really is kind of the linchpin of all of it. So you can see in here, I have emails from the Financial Planning Association, the Business Journal. These are some new subscribers to my list. I have other folks' emails. So this SaneLater box, essentially, SaneBox looks at how you respond to your emails and it determines senders that are low priority, okay? And it automatically puts them into this SaneLater box. I cannot tell you how this has impacted my productivity. It is just awesome to have time critical emails going into my inbox and uncritical emails going into this SaneLater box. SaneTomorrow is just for reminders. So if you can set reminders on your email. So if you address an email to @SaneTomorrow, it'll send you a reminder. I don't tend to use the reminders. I could probably delete this folder. So that's enough on SaneBox. Again, it is a paid tool if you'd like to use it. Here's a folder called Current emails. So I have on my team, I have Alyssa and Caitlin. So we have a weekly call, and anything I want to talk with them about on the weekly call goes into this email box. Some of you know that my husband and I have been looking for a new home. So this folder is called New Home. I am currently a member of the Podcasters Paradise membership site because I am going to be launching a podcast in early 2016. So this is important to me, and I've trained my inbox that anything from Podcasters Paradise goes into automatically into this folder. This folder is called Today. See, I'm just going to click back on there so you're not distracted by the email. This folder is called Today. So this is essentially my urgent folder. I don't like the word urgent though. It stresses me out. So I call it Today. Then this other folder is called Upcoming Travel. This is an awesome idea I got from Caitlin on my team. I put anything I'm going to need in the coming days or weeks or months that's related to travel, including tickets for a night out, airline travel, hotel reservations, anything like that. I can access it quickly on my phone, and it's just really convenient to have everything there. I don't know if you've ever showed up at a hotel and needed your booking confirmation number. That happens, one time in 20, and it's always a big surprise, and it's usually a hassle, but not anymore for me because it's always in that folder. So you notice that these folders are numbered 01, 01, and then 02, 03, 04, 05, 06. This is so that they show up in a particular order, right? So it's chronological. This 01_GTD. Now GTD stands for Getting Things Done. That's the name of the book that I had on that little Word document. And his methodology is essentially every email either requires an action on your part, or you're waiting for a response, or it's something you want to read and study later. So literally every morning, I open up my email client, I go through each email. If it takes less than about 3 minutes, I reply right away. And if it's an action that I need to take in the future, so let's say it's a request from a client and it's not urgent, I can do it. My policy is to respond to client emails within 24 hours. I can do it within the next 24 hours, or actually if it was 24 hours, it would go in today. So let's say I can do it in the next 5 days. I put it in action. Let's say I send an email to someone on my team and I say, hey, can we make sure to do X, Y, and Z in the next 2 weeks. I would CC myself on that email. And then, so because I CC'd myself, it comes back into my inbox. And then I just move it over to this waiting folder. Okay. So we're going to get back to these in a minute. Now, all these other folders are email storage. These are my AUM, stands for assets under management. These are my wealth management clients. These are my coaching clients. Then I have marketing stuff, and you can see there's lots of folders under here, right? Lots of ways to organize things. I let myself organize intuitively. So when I get an email, I just ask myself, how would I normally organize that? How would I think about that? So, something for a speaking gig that I'm going to do, it would be in marketing, because obviously public speaking is marketing. And then I would go into all events, and then under here are all the events that I speak at and like that. So then I have operations and website tech stuff. This is stuff I really don't understand. MVP is the name of one of my online courses. YRRA is the name of another one of my online courses. Internal IT. So that's, how I manage my computers and security. And then personal and junk is just a spam folder. That's a folder that's automatic within Outlook. So then in Gmail, I have another set of organizing. Oh, it looks like I've moved everything up here. So then this is just my Sane Later box for Gmail. So lots of other emails in there. So again, those are uncritical emails. I review those approximately once a day. Anything that's in there that I want to respond to, I do, or I file it in the regular filing system. Now, getting back to this GTD folder system, the thing that is the linchpin that makes this work is I review the action and waiting folders once a week. consistently 100% of the time. It is on my calendar. Every Friday morning, I review these folders. And that way, I can see every email that I've sent requesting something that I'm waiting for that hasn't been followed up on. So those things never slip through the cracks. And, on Friday mornings, my team gets a bunch of emails from me. Hey, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And, it might be a little shocking for them. But the point is nothing slips through the cracks. I mean, you have to manage both your outbound requests and your inbound requests. So that's really, really, really important. So this is the most, again, time critical folder, this one called Today. So these are my emails that have to get done today. Now, there are other things that need to get done today that are tasks. So let's go over to my task management system, which is called Trello. I created this demo board for you. I have boards that I share with my team and boards that I don't share with my team. This demo board is the board I'm sharing with you. So both for my team and for me, I have a board called Doing Now. So these are the projects that are up on deck now. Then I have next 2 weeks, and then I have next 6 months. And you could also call the next 6 months board the Not Doing Now board. So it's important to have a place to write down all those projects and get them out of your brain so that you can focus on the task at hand. A lot of people carry around a lot of ancillary surplus extra thoughts. My intention is always to get everything out of my brain, onto paper, into Trello, into Evernote, whatever I need to do so that I can be most productive and focused and present in the moment. So let's go through this. So team projects so inside Trello, you have these boards. So I can move the board, I can create a list. You can create a new list, you can move the list, but I kind of organize by topic. So you can see, you remember from my email, I had a client super folder and a marketing super folder, and that's how I think, right? So again, in Trello, I have a client board and a marketing, I keep saying board, but I mean list. So team projects is stuff that we're working on. So we're adding graphics to webinar slides, we're updating the website, we're planning a client appreciation party, and we're looking for referral partners. So these are obviously big projects, and there's lots of little actions that it's going to take to manage all those projects. But I just keep a team projects list up so that everybody knows what we're working on now. Under client stuff, get Ann's trust docs and propose long-term care insurance for Dawn. Now, I might not take any actions on this task today, but it is top of mind for me, or it wouldn't be, on this list. Marketing stuff is here and operation stuff. So every day I come in here and I go through these lists and I decide what I'm going to do today. Okay, I really need to schedule podcast interviews today. So I'm going to move this over here. Today I need to call Kathy Client. I need to make sure to publish this blog post. And I really want to watch the investments webinar replay because I need to get back to my client about that. So this is my today list in Trello. And then I have my today folder in email. So now I've gone through my email. I'm at inbox 0, which means there are no emails in my inbox. And how I keep it that way is I'm working offline. So I go offline until I get my most important tasks done. Okay. So now I have my today folder and my today Trello, and I create one big list. I can either write it down or I can just refer straight to the emails and the Trello list. I will go into the today folder. I will move those emails back to my inbox and then go to work on them. And I will get those done one at a time. And then I will go back over to Trello and I will complete what's on my today board. In a perfect world, I'm not saying it happens every day. I will do those actions before I go back online, before I receive any other requests or conversations or questions or anything like that, because it's my job to get the most important things done. I have to get things done every day, regardless of what gets sent to me in my email inbox. And I have had great success with this methodology. Again, you've got to make sure you're checking the action and waiting folders. Once a week is about the right interval. This learn folder, I check it out when I'm on a plane or when I'm offline and when I can't get internet. That's when I can read articles that I thought were interesting. I can watch, videos that I wanted to watch that I didn't have time to watch. So learn isn't that critical to check every week. There's really no point in doing that, but action and waiting are very critical. But, again, you're organizing based on what you're going to get done today, and then you kind of let email flow. And I don't necessarily get to inbox zero at the end of the day, but I do get there every morning. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you have questions in the comments section. And yeah, I really hope that this helps you get more productive. It helps you feel like the master of your inbox. I see people with 20,000 emails in their email inbox, and it makes me a little crazy. No, it's not like there's anything wrong with that. If it works for you, fine. But this really works for me. Nothing slips through the cracks. It's really important because I am in a customer service role that I be able to take care of my clients, and the system helps me do it. So I hope it helps you.